Alright guys, this is another LittleBigPlanet video talkthrough. This is for the new water package they've just released with the Pirates of the Caribbean downloadable content package. Once you've downloaded it, just you download the level package, you'll get the water with levels, and you just can go into any level that you've created, whether it's new or you've already been working on it. You go to the tools bag, go to the last page, and you'll find all the water controls here on this one page. Now first off, you've got water level. Pretty obvious what this does, just controls the height of the water. You can just use the D-pad or the right stick to control how high the water is. Now here we're just submerged. Let's take it down a bit. Next we have waves. Now this isn't like sort of like a tidal wave thing, it's just the water bobbing up and down. The higher the more to the right the bar is, the more the water goes up and down. The more intense the bobbing is. Watercolor, this works much in the same way as fog color does. It just changes the color of the water. You just move the bar along the line and it changes the color to whatever you want it to be. Water murkiness, this is the clarity of the water, how much you can see through it. The more to the right it is, the harder it is to see through the water. It becomes more opaque. We'll just take you down into the water just to see how opaque it is at full blast. And how clear it is when you take it back. Now the next option is water bits. It's the last option you have. To the left of the screen you'll see some little bits in the water. If you take this to the left, there's no bits. The further to the right it is, the more bits there are. They don't really do anything, they're just there for aesthetics. Now in create mode you can move around the water just like you do in when you're above water, or when there's no water. You can just fly around as you do normally. If you press down the D-pad you can swim around as you would in the normal in play mode, but remember that just like in play mode you do have an air supply in create mode of 30 seconds, so unless you get a scuba pack or go to some air bubbles or surface, you will run out of air. Now here I've just made a little level to show you just what else you can do with the water and how you can change the water in the game. Now here, as you can see, there's no water. Now I've hooked this switch up to a global water object. As you can see, we've now got water. Now this global water object is just like the global lighting object. You can use it to change the conditions of the water mid-game. You can hook it up to any switch, like a switch like that one, or a sensor switch, anything like that. Now as you can see here, different materials react differently to water. Sponge, cardboard and polystyrene all float really well. Metal and stone don't float at all, they just sink to the bottom. The bubbles coming out of the stone are air bubbles. They replenish your sack person's air supply back to 30 seconds. You can do the same thing if you surface. Now rubber, glass and wood, they all float semi-well. And dissolved material floats just like sponge, cardboard and polystyrene. Now if we head back to the left, I'll show you what else you can do with the water. Now here we've got a scuba pack. Scuba pack is essentially an infinite supply of air when you're in water. You can find it with the jetpack and the paint nader, all that stuff in the tools bag. And this is essentially an infinite air supply, as I said. You can't collect bubbles because there's no need to. So you can put that, you can have these instead of air bubbles in the water. Now here I've got a water switch hooked up to a little light. And a water switch is essentially just like any other switch, but it's activated when it's submerged in water. Now I'm going to pull this on, and as you can see the light turns on. Now as I said, it works like any other switch. So you can have it put on off or direction, one shot, whatever you want. So when it's submerged in water it's activated, when it's not submerged in water it's not activated. Pretty simple stuff. And lastly, the scuba pack is deactivated when you cross the little thing that deactivates the little packages.